The Doppelgänger. Part 1. The first glance. It started with a glimpse. Just a fleeting moment. Ethan was sitting on his couch, scrolling through his phone when he saw something in his peripheral vision. A shadow. No, a shape. Moving past the hallway mirror. His breath caught. He turned his head sharply, but the reflection was still. Just his empty hallway stretching toward the darkened bedroom. A chill ran down his spine. He lived alone. Shaking it off as paranoia, he locked his phone and exhaled. Tired. I'm just tired. But that was the first time he saw it. It wouldn't be the last. Part 2. Out of sync. The next day, Ethan's reflection didn't feel right. It wasn't anything obvious, just something was off. When he brushed his teeth, his reflection seemed to finish a second later. When he turned away from the mirror, he could have sworn, just for a moment, that his reflection lingered, still watching him. Goosebumps prickled his skin. By the time the third day rolled around, it got worse. Ethan woke up in the middle of the night, his mouth dry. He groggily made his way to the kitchen for water, passing the hallway mirror. But as he walked by, something in the reflection moved. It wasn't him. His breath hitched. His reflection had turned its head to watch him after he had already passed. His heart slammed in his chest. He backed away, refusing to look. Don't look. Just go. As he hurried back to his room, he heard something faint. A whisper. Coming from the mirror. I see you. He slammed the bedroom door shut, heart hammering. Part 3. The wrong Ethan. Ethan tried to ignore it, but how do you ignore yourself? By the fourth day, he noticed more changes. His reflection was smiling when he wasn't. A second longer. A little too wide. On the fifth day, his reflection didn't move at all. He stood in front of the bathroom mirror, raising a shaking hand. The thing in the glass didn't mimic him. It stood there grinning. His stomach clenched in horror. This isn't real. This can't be real. Slowly, hesitantly, the reflection lifted its hand. But it wasn't mirroring his movement. It was reaching for him. Ethan stumbled back, knocking over his toothbrush holder. The reflection's fingers pressed against the inside of the glass, like it was testing a barrier. Then for the first time, it spoke. You're not supposed to be here. Ethan bolted. Part 4. Something else in the mirror. By day 6, Ethan was a wreck. He covered every mirror in his apartment. The bathroom. The hallway. The one inside his closet. He refused to let it watch him. But then the messages started. He woke up to find words scrawled across his bathroom mirror, written in condensation as if someone had just been there. Let me out. He scrubbed it off with a towel, refusing to read it. That night the message changed. I'm getting closer. The next night? Almost time. By the seventh day, Ethan had had enough. He packed a bag, determined to leave. But when he reached for his keys, they were gone. Not just misplaced, completely vanished. And then, the mirrors began to rattle. Part 5. The trade. The sound was deafening. Every mirror in the apartment shook violently, the glass groaning, threatening to shatter. Ethan's breath came in ragged gasps as he backed against the wall. Then silence. The rattling stopped. The air was thick, heavy. Slowly, hesitantly, Ethan lowered his hands from his ears and turned toward the mirror closest to him. The sheet he had taped over it was gone. And standing in the reflection was himself. Only it wasn't him. The thing in the mirror had his face, his clothes, his posture. But its eyes were different. Too black. Too hollow. And its lips curved into a slow, unnatural smile. You took too long, it whispered. Ethan's breath hitched. What? The doppelganger tilted its head. I warned you. I waited. Now, it's my turn. The glass split, not cracked but split like a mouth opening. Ethan barely had time to scream before the reflection lunged, grabbing him by the shoulders and yanking him inside. Part 6. Replaced. The next morning, Ethan's phone buzzed. A friend had texted him. Hey, you okay? You haven't answered all week. A minute later, a response came back. Yeah, I'm fine. Just busy. Inside the apartment, Ethan, or at least something that looked like him, stood in front of the mirror, adjusting his reflection. He smiled. It smiled back. Perfect. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.